Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Louie_Z, and this is the channel that provides love and light. My name is Louie_Z, and if you don't say the underscore, then the whole thing don't matter. Welcome to the second episode of the BetterMe series. If you haven't watched the first episode, make sure to check it out. I'll link it down below, and of course, if I can, in the cards above. So today we are talking about feeling lost. And this can sort of trigger you, but I do want to also say that nothing of what I say is constituting therapeutic advice, and I'm not a professional in terms of life coaching or anything like that. These are just my personal experiences, okay, and my personal opinions around the topics that I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to be walking you guys through this 10 things that could potentially be contributing to the reason why you are feeling lost. All right, and we're going to kickstart this particular episode with the major life changes. So that's number one. So with major life changes, guys, and please, I'm not going to be like professional all the time about these things because they remind me of something sometimes. So with major life changes, a lot of us feel like once we go through a really dramatic or a really big thing that happened in our lives, that once that happens, we don't know what's next. You know, some people, it can happen in the most craziest way, where you just got a promotion that you were probably hoping for your entire career, but now that you've got it, you just feel like, can you even do it? Are you good enough for it? And you feel like you were safer where you were, and those feelings can really manifest into a feeling of loss, because you're just like, I wanted it, I got it eventually, but is this where I want to be? And it can seem like you are ungrateful, but guys, it is a feeling inside of you that you cannot run away from. It's a feeling that you just like, is this actually what I've been working towards? Is this actually what I wanted to achieve? Is this actually the thing that, you know, will make me happy? It happens, guys. It really does happen. So major life changes can contribute to you feeling some type of way, to you feeling, you know, whether like you don't even know actually if you're going or coming, you're coming or going, whatever the term is. You just feel like so lost and confused, because even though it felt like it was something you wanted, now that you've gotten it, is it really? So you can share if you've ever felt like that after a major life change. It can be anything, guys. It can be personal growth, it can be family, it can be experiences. But anytime you go through something major, sometimes, and more often than we'd like to think, we really do feel some type of way, and we feel so lost in that position in our lives. And the second thing is loss of a loved one. I know that a lot of us can resonate with this. A lot of us can actually relate, because we've either lost someone who used to, you know, raise us, grandmothers, parents, aunts, uncles. Some of us can feel the loss of a friend, someone where you didn't have anyone else and they always listened to you, they always reached out to you to check on how you're doing, and now that you don't have that person, you just feel like, what is the next best thing for me? You know, who do I reach out to? Who cares about me? Who actually really genuinely wants to be my friend now? Because you were always with this person, and now that you've lost them, you just feel completely out of place. You feel like a huge part of your life has been taken away from you. And a lot of us do not want to confront those feelings. A lot of us feel like, no, I should probably stop relying on people, and I should stop, like, you know, relying so heavily on my emotions being catered to by someone else. But guys, it's life. In life, you do need an outlet. You do need friends and family and confidants that can actually help you, you know, through life's experiences. So don't feel bad about it. But I just wanted to share that it could be part of the reason why you are feeling lost in this part of your life, because you do need someone and you currently don't have that person because you lost them. And sometimes loss, guys, does not have to be death. Sometimes loss can be them moving away, and now the connection between you is slowing down, or the communication is slowing down. Loss can also be a friendship breakup. Loss can also be a relationship breakup. It's something that you feel, you know, I did have access to this at some point in my life, but I no longer have access to it now. And it can really, really be a hard thing, but I guess primarily of it all would be loss through death. So I want to say to those people that have ever felt like that, because I've gone through loss, it is the toughest thing that you could possibly ever experience. I remember telling God this year that I have people in my life that are older, my family members, and I don't know if I'm ready to see any of them leave. I do have friends that I completely adore. I was like, Lord, I'm not ready for anything like that. Please preserve them, please love them, please encourage them, please protect them, you know. I don't know if it's an answered prayer, but so far it's been blessings on blessings for me through their lives. Like, they are just the ultimate, you know, crutches for me. And I know that's not a good word to use, but it's just like the best way of describing it is I don't know how I'll be able to deal with that loss. I really don't know at this point. So I know that loss though can make you feel a little bit lost yourself, and I just don't know if I'm in a position where I can fully grasp that at this moment in time. And then number 3 is setbacks or failures. Look, this, I'm sure everyone has either been through it, thought about it, and it deterred you from starting something you really wanted to start. But guys, setbacks or failures are major contributors to you feeling lost, because you feel like, I've tried to pursue this business, the small business I've wanted. I've tried to pursue friendships. I've tried to be loyal in relationships. I've tried to, you know, sort out my financial situation, pay off my debt, do all of these things, but I still fail, or it's taking much longer than I wanted it to take. And guys, it will happen. It will happen. You just need to decide how you're going to work through it when it does happen. It's a really, really good thing to have a conversation about it, or to journal it down to say, look, should I ever go through a failure in my business, a failure in my relationship, it does not take a huge chunk of who I am. You know, it is just a setback. It's something that I will probably have to like sit down, reevaluate, and just make sure that I don't make the same mistakes again. Or to say, look, I contributed this much to the end of my friendship. I contributed this much to the end of my relationship. I contributed this much to the lack of progress in my business. You know, it can be anything, but you also need to realize that you also play a huge part in how your life turns out. And sometimes we don't make the best decisions, and sometimes we make some really selfish mistakes and really selfish decisions that contribute to how that particular thing failed. So you need to also sit down with yourself and assess those feelings and assess those realizations, and you might be better at escaping this feeling of loss or feeling lost. Number 5 is suppressed emotions. Good God. Suppressed feelings, guys. I suppress my feelings a lot. I don't want to lie and say that I always say something when I feel it. More often than not, I'm just like, you know what, just maybe let this fester. Or in other situations, I'm just like, keep quiet and maybe it will go away. But it does not help you. Suppressing your feelings does not help you, because one, if it involves another person, this person might be going through life thinking that you are okay with how they treat you, how they speak to you, how your relationship is, or whatever the case is. Whether it's even at work, you suppress your emotions and your feelings surrounding how your boss talks to you and surrounding how they treat you, or you know, all of that. But it does not necessarily help you. You can feel lost in that situation because you just don't know when it is that you're gonna get the good end of the stick. And if you don't contribute towards it, you're probably never gonna get it. So it means that you need to start now standing up for yourself. And I don't know if this resonates with anyone, but I'm sure that with every relationship you have in your life, there are times where you feel like keeping quiet is the best way, and it does not always end up like that. You just are the one that is getting the most heartache out of it, and you need to work through it. So if you've ever felt like that, guys, and about any of the things that we were speaking about before, please share them down below. You could be helping someone else in the comments too, or someone else who's going to come across this video to know that there's a community out there that feels exactly the same way that they do. It may not be all of the points that I'm going to go through, but it may be some that can reach someone that needs to hear it. Okay, so please share your comments down below. Comparison to others. I've done this for majority of my adult life, and it has not helped me. I had to do self-introspection. I had to get over those feelings, because ultimately it's when you know that your life is not going to be a mirror image of someone else's. What you like is not going to be a mirror image of someone else's. The progress that God wants for you might be a little bit, tad bit slower than others, not because he feels any less about you, and not because you are not a good person, and not because you are not destined for good. You are, but it's because we are different. We are unique to one another. And some people are bold, guys. Some people are bold and courageous. They just go for what they want. You know, it's just a matter of, give me an idea, honey, I will run with it. Some of us are like really critical. Like, we think about things a lot. We're just like, sure, am I going to be able to like 10 days of gym? Come on now. Like, am I going to be able to like eat healthy? And it could be as simple as that, hey? It could be as simple as that. It's not even about like, you could be like, okay, this person I want to look up to, they go to gym, they eat well, and then you stop yourself and you're like, but in comparison to this person, I don't have enough money. In comparison to this person, I don't have money to go to gym. Like, I'll have to do home workouts, and that's a little bit tougher, you know, something like that. So it's never going to make sense, right? It's never going to fit like a perfect puzzle. But you need to realize that you are different to that person. Whatever's happening in their lives is completely different from yours. You just need to find your perfect balance. And you need to understand your perfect balance, and you need to know where exactly your life is going. Otherwise, you will feel like comparing yourself to others is the better option. It's really never going to be. It is just going to set you back a lot more. You're going to feel more lost. You're going to feel more like you are going nowhere. You are stagnant. And it doesn't help anything, to be quite honest. So live true to yourself. Live true to what you believe in. Live true to where your current circumstances are. So don't live above your means if you know you can't afford it. You know, just think about things that make your life more fulfilling, and trust me, you're gonna find it. You are definitely gonna feel better, and you're gonna feel like, Lord, you know, I'm here and I'm accepting of your will, and yeah, it just gets better from there. Overcomplicating life. I'm gonna get a lot of pushback for this, I'm not sure, but guys, sometimes we literally overcomplicate life. You know, I need this to be happy. I want this to be better for me. You just always constantly wanting more and more and more, or my life will never be happy if I don't have money. My life is not good enough because I haven't bought a house yet and I'm in my 30s. My life is not better because I don't have a car and I'm in my 40s. Whatever the situation is, look, don't complicate life. Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Do you have smiles on your children's faces every time they see you? Do you go to work and you feel happy? Do you go to family functions and feel like you are full? You know, some things are just better left simple. And I feel like life is as simple as anything we could ever experience, because you are in charge. And if you are in charge, of course, we're talking God is there. And I'm not saying that, you know, you shouldn't listen to anything God says. But what I mean about you are in charge is, you'd find that seeing your partner happy, acts of service to people, giving, putting a smile on your child's face, taking them and picking them up from school, I don't know, buying a cute dress, doing a picnic with friends, those things make you happy. So why can't life be that simple? You're good. You don't have to be over and above anything. You don't have to be extra. You want to be extra because it feels like it should be where you are in terms of your timeline, but you don't know. But then you ignore the positive feelings and you deal with these long-festered, like, unhappy feelings, and you feel like entertaining them is much more better, and it's not. So guys, be as simple as you can about life. Otherwise, you will feel lost. You know, just think about it. Waking up in the morning and having maybe your partner make you breakfast, that usually puts a smile on your face. So why can't that just be the fulfillment of your life? And I'm not saying that should be the only thing, but what I'm saying, the little things sometimes really are just there to show us that life is simple. And the fact that it made you happy, it's like one of those good, glorious things about life where it does not have to be exaggerated. It does not have to be extra. but you are extra, your personality is extra, but there are things that are just simple and they make you happy, and why not just water those things, you know? I'm gonna leave it at that. If I'm wrong, write it down below. If you have a different view, write it down below. I'd really love to hear from you. Fear of change. I've spoken about this in the previous episode, but if you didn't catch that, feeling lost and just not knowing where you are and where you're going can be because you just fear. You know, you fear starting a business because you don't know if it's gonna make it or fail. You fear giving someone your undivided attention because you don't know if you're good enough for them, and you fear starting a new friendship because the previous one ended badly. You fear your view or how people view you. That's why you stop yourself from going in front of people and talking on a YouTube channel, or you don't want to post on Instagram, whatever it is. And that can make you feel lost because you're not really doing what you want to do. You are just basing all of that on, what if I do this and my entire life changes? What if now I give more people the right to attack me on social media by saying the things that I say? What if I give myself my heart and I don't date people that are good looking anymore? And guys, it's gonna sound funny. I'm not saying that there's ugly people in the world. I'm not saying or making any comments around looks specifically, because I'm really not that person. But a lot of people, like, I've asked, right? I'm gonna give this an example because people don't want to change the things that they do. So I have people in my team that I've asked, like, what do you go for in a person? Like, who is the kind of person you date? And they'll be like, oh, he has to be good looking, he has to look good in pictures, he has to have money, he has to do all of these things. And the second question I always ask is, how's that going for you? And they'll be like, oh, I'm still single, but I'm gonna find them. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, you know, what you want and how you view the kind of person you want to be with. But if you've done that for a good 10 years, 8 years, 5 years, and you never ever made a success of it, or the person that you've gotten is sort of like aesthetically pleasing according to you, but they treat you badly and that relationship never goes anywhere, or it lasts only a short period of time, then change. But people fear change because they're just like, oh no, it's not gonna work out for me. How do you know? You could find the love of your life in anyone. You could just focus maybe on personality more. You'd find that that person becomes even more of the best thing that you could ever experience. Maybe not focusing too much on money can make you a better partner in terms of encouraging that person to develop themselves. You get? So changing is a good thing. You know, don't fear change. You know, embody change, embrace change. It could help you. It really could help you. And now, unhealthy thought patterns. So unhealthy thought patterns are just the negative things that you surround yourself with. Maybe giving up on something too quickly, and you're just like, you know what, I was always a person for short term. And if you say those things to yourself, you're even putting them out there. So unhealthy thought patterns around your failures, your past, the people you surround yourself with, your decisions, they can also lead you to feeling lost, because you can feel like, what is the point? Why am I even trying to do this? Because I'm not good at it. Or why am I even trying to lose weight? I'll probably drop out of it. Why do I even pursue starting a YouTube channel? People don't like me, you know? So those things can actually make you feel even more lost, because you don't want to see anything positive about it. You know, you've had your friends tell you, you've got a beautiful smile, a beautiful aura, start a YouTube channel, talk to people, we want to see more of your life, how do you live, what do you believe in? And you're like, no, I'm not that interesting. You know, those kind of things can actually make it worse. You're gonna think that you can't possibly start something because you're not good enough, and that's not necessarily true. It's actually the biggest lie of your life. And I've done that to myself. I've done that a lot of times, and I've even told my partner that I'm actually my biggest enemy, and I've come to realize it, and I need to challenge that, because then I'm giving the enemy much more to work with than I should. I'm giving him like a chill day at work, because he doesn't have to beat me up. I beat myself up. Do you get? And how negative can you get to realize that you are your biggest enemy? You're not alone, guys. Those feelings are true and they're valid, but you have the power to change them. Okay, so that brings me to the end of my video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you have any feelings around anything that I've said, please do know that I did not mean to offend anyone. I'm not attacking anyone. I just wanted to share things that I feel like in my 30s I'm starting to feel, and even before, you know, there were moments in time where I felt it, but I decided to ignore them. But it is just a good thing to reflect on some of the challenges that you might be experiencing, so you can do a better job at changing some of the things that you are unhappy with. So if you have a comment, you want to share experiences, you want to share with us how you can better change, you have more points than I mentioned today, please do drop them down below. And of course, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in my next one. And do not forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe, because what you like don't cost a thing. See you next time.